you guys, it's Vijaya back at you with another video, and in this one I'm going to show you how to make the popular stir-fry noodle dish from Thailand known as pad see ew. So many of you guys have requested this recipe after seeing it on my Instagram stories, so I'm happy to deliver. And this is one of my favorite Thai dishes simply because it comes together so quickly. It's hearty, it's delicious, and it just reminds me of being in Bangkok. But before we get started, don't forget to hit me up on my social media channels, and of course if you're looking for the full recipe, just click that info box down below and everything you need is there. Let's get a stir frying. Let's start with talking noodles. So I'm using dried wide rice noodles today. Typically in a traditional pad see ew, fresh noodles are used, but I find that I can't find them all the time at my local grocery store, so these are great in a pinch. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a bit of these dried noodles and soak them in some hot water until they get nice and pliable. That takes about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna drop them into some boiling water and cook them for no more than 10 to 15 seconds. That's all it really takes. Drain them and then keep them to the side. And now we're going to create the sauce that's going to flavor the noodles. And I'm going to start off by adding a few different ingredients to this bowl, starting with a little bit of light soy sauce, some dark soy sauce, oyster sauce, which is nice and rich and thick, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, and some sugar to sweeten things up. And we're going to give this a nice mix. Next up, we're talking meat. Now you can use just about anything that you want for this recipe. Today I'm using thinly sliced pork, but chicken, beef, even tofu work really, really well. And we're gonna season it up with just a little bit of light soy sauce. And this, you guys, is Chinese broccoli. It's also known as gailan, and this is the signature vegetable in pad see ew. I'm just gonna chop this up thinly. And last but not least, I'm gonna smash a couple of cloves of garlic and give them a rough chop. All right, so I have my sauce, I have my meat, I have my gailan cut up, and my garlic smashed. I'm also gonna grab an egg because we need one for this recipe. And now we're gonna hit the stove and put this all together. All right, you guys, I have a pan here that's on medium heat. It has a little bit of oil in it. I'm gonna start by browning off my garlic. We're not gonna actually brown it, but we're gonna let it get fragrant in the oil, and this will take only 10 to 15 seconds, and already you can smell it. It smells so good. And just before it starts browning, I'm gonna add in my sliced meat that we've marinated, and we're gonna swirl that around. Ooh, splashy, splashy, but this is a good sign. And we're gonna cook this until the pork is cooked through. So my pork has cooked through. It only took about a minute since it's cut so thin. Now I'm gonna add my gailan, both the leaves and the stems. And again, we're gonna mix this through. It'll only take about 30 seconds for it to get nice and tender. And look at those colors, so beautiful. And the leaves are getting nice and wilted very, very quickly. Now I'm gonna push my garlic, gailan, and pork to the side because I'm gonna try and make some space for my egg. So I'm gonna crack my egg in. I'm gonna break the yolk, spread it out a little bit, and we want it to set before we start scrambling it. And now a little scramble. Perfect. And now I'm gonna mix everything else in. And the first phase of our pad see ew making is done. I'm gonna transfer this to a plate. One of the keys with making pad see ew is to always wipe down the pan after cooking the veggies and meat. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. Get it nice and clean, and that way we don't have any weird residue when we go to cook the noodles. All set to go. So I've cranked my heat up to high now. My pan is clean. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil, and we wanna make sure that it gets smoking hot. It's almost as if it's dancing in the pan. And this is perfect, and now I'm gonna add my noodles. In go my noodles. That is the sizzle you want to hear. And in addition, I'm gonna add in my sauce. Oh, and look at that color, incredible. Want to get every last bit in there. And now we're gonna get stir frying. So you want to make sure every noodle is covered evenly in the sauce. And something to note about pad see ew is that it always has a bit of a char to it. So at this point, I'm gonna take the time to spread my noodles out into an even layer on the pan And we're gonna let it hang here for a couple of minutes just so that it gets browned on the first side. And now I'm gonna flip my noodles over so that they get browned on the other side. Oh, do you see that? Do you see the color that we've accomplished here? This is exactly what you're looking for. So again, give that a nice stir and then let it hang for another minute on the other side to brown up. Now in goes my vegetable and meat mixture, and you know what? It's a matter of just doing a quick stir through, like so. Takes no time at all. And there you have it, pad see ew in minutes. I wish you guys were here because it smells so good, and honestly I've made too much for me to eat on my own, so you know, I'm all about sharing. All right, plated it up. It smells amazing. I'm not gonna lie, my mouth is watering. I just wanna give it a big hug. But you know what, before I do that, I'm gonna take a bite because I need to let you guys know how good it is, right? So nice swirl, those noodles are nice and glossy, a little bit of the pork, a little bit of the vegetable. This is a big bite. Let's see how I do. Oh my goodness. You would never think that you would be able to create an authentic dish like pad see ew at home. Like for me, for the longest time, I thought that this was one of those dishes that you would only get out at a restaurant or when you travel to Thailand. But I feel transported right now. The noodles are perfectly cooked. They have a little bit of a chew to them and a little bit of a sear. That char adds so much flavor to the noodles. The vegetables are cooked perfectly, the meat is nice and tender, and the flavorful sauce is what brings it together. It's slightly sweet, it's slightly savory, but oh so delicious. And the thing I love about this meal the most is that it takes only 10 minutes to make. So you have absolutely no excuse, no more takeout from those Thai restaurants. You've got to try this at home. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give me a big ol' thumbs up. I feel like I already did that for myself earlier on. You know how that makes me feel. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe for more videos. And as always, if you have a question, comment, concern, or something that you need to let me know, leave it in the comments box down below. Until my next video, I will see you all later. Bye.